trophies, just superhuman dedication, right? But how does a kid from a tiny island become one of the greatest athletes in history? We're going to dive in, because this story, it's about way more than just football.
And this quote, this really hits it on the head. To really get the icon, you have to understand the fight. I mean, his journey wasn't some kind of fairy tale. Nope. It was a straight-up battle against poverty, against being alone, and against just staggering expectations. Let's kick things off with some numbers, because they are just mind-blowing. We're talking over 950 official career goals for his clubs and his country. That makes him the top goal scorer of all time, period.
Then there's this number, 5. That's how many times he's won the Ballon d'Or. And for anyone who doesn't know, that's the award for the single best football player on the entire planet.
And yep, another 5. This is for his UEFA Champions League titles. You know, to put that in perspective, that's kind of like winning the Super Bowl 5 times. It is the absolute pinnacle of club football, no question.
So where does a story like this even begin? To really understand the goal-scoring machine we see today, we've got to go all the way back. Back to the beginning, to a young boy from the small Portuguese island of Madeira. And when I say humble beginnings, I mean really humble. He was the youngest of 4 kids, and they all shared a single room. The house had a tin roof, and yeah, it leaked when it rained. His mom worked 2 jobs, as a cook and a cleaner, just to keep food on the table. And his dad was a part-time kit man at a local club, but he was also struggling with alcoholism. For young Ronaldo, football wasn't just a game. It was his way out.
So he starts at this local club where his dad worked. But it was obvious, right away, his talent was just too big for that little island. Now, really think about this for a second. At just 12 years old, 12, he had to make this impossible choice. He got on a plane and moved to Lisbon, the capital city, completely alone, to chase his dream. He's talked about how he cried every single day because he was so lonely. But that feeling, that intense homesickness, it never made him quit. If anything, it just made him work hard. And then, just when things are looking up, at age 15, disaster. He's diagnosed with a racing heart condition, something that could have ended his career right there. He needed laser heart surgery. And what's absolutely nuts, he was out of the hospital just hours after the operation and back on the training pitch a few days later. That determination, it was already there. Unbreakable.
Well, that unbreakable spirit, it gets noticed. And not just by anyone, but by one of the biggest clubs in the world, Manchester United. And this is where that raw kid from Madeira was forged into a global superstar, all under the watchful eye of the legendary manager, Sir Alex Ferguson. The change was just incredible. When he first got there, people called him a show pony. You know, all these fancy stepovers and tricks, but not a lot of results. But Sir Alex Ferguson, he saw something else. He became this mentor, almost a father figure. He'd protect him from the press, but would be brutally honest with him in training. He basically taught Ronaldo that the game wasn't about looking good, it was about being brutally effective and winning. He took that raw talent and molded him into this physical powerhouse, a ruthless goal machine. But man, it was not an easy road. That change happened through fire. He was clashing with his own teammates, who were getting fed up with his showboating. And then, after the 2006 World Cup, he became public enemy number 1 in England. I mean, he was booed relentlessly in every single stadium he went to. But here's the thing about Ronaldo. Instead of breaking him, he used all that hate as fuel. Every insult, every boo, it just became another reason to score, another reason to prove them all wrong. And all that fire, all that pressure, it produced this. In 2008, he leads Manchester United to win the Champions League, and he wins his very first Ballon d'Or. The transformation was complete. It was official. He was the best player on the planet.
Okay, so if Manchester was where he became the best, then Real Madrid, that's where he became an all-time great. In 2009, he moved to Spain for what was then a world record fee. And what he did there, it was just the stuff of legend. I mean, just look at these stats. 451 goals in 438 games. Let that sink in. That's an average of over a goal every single time he stepped on the field. For 9 straight seasons. That kind of consistency is almost impossible to understand. He didn't just break the club's all-time scoring record. He absolutely shattered it.
And in Europe's biggest tournament, the Champions League, well, he's in a league of his own. This chart shows you the all-time top scorers, and there he is, right at the top. When the lights were brightest, that's when he was at his absolute best.
But his story, it's bigger than just his club career. It's about what he did for his country and the global empire he built along the way.
For years, there was this one knock on him. He'd never won a major trophy with Portugal. Well, in 2016, he silenced every single doubter. He captained his country to their first ever European championship. And get this, he gets injured in the final, has to be stretchered off. But does he go to the locker room? Nope. He's on the sidelines, limping around, coaching his teammates, kicking every ball. That passion was just undeniable. That trophy wasn't just a win, it was validation. It cemented his place as a true national hero.
And then there's the stuff off the pitch. He became this business powerhouse. I mean, his global appeal is just off the charts. You got the massive playing contracts, lifetime deals with brands like Nike, and then his own businesses, hotels, fragrances, clothing lines. He built an entire empire. He actually became the first soccer player in history to earn over $1 billion. The brand CR7, it's a worldwide phenomenon.
But all of this, right? The goals, the trophies, the billions of dollars, it all came at a price. So let's talk about that. What is the real price of this level of greatness?
It really comes down to this one word: sacrifice. That's the hidden cost. He lost his father to alcoholism back in 2005, right as his career was exploding. So a moment of huge triumph is forever marked by this deep personal tragedy. He's talked about how much it hurts that his dad never got to see everything he accomplished. He missed birthdays, he missed weddings, all those precious family moments that no amount of money or medals can ever buy back. So it makes you ask, right? What is the true price of greatness? His story is this incredible testament to what's possible when you have talent and insane work ethic. But it's also a pretty powerful reminder of the huge personal sacrifices it takes to get to the very, very top.
And in the end, I think that's what truly defines his legacy. It's not just the stats, it's the whole journey. He's not just great because of what he's won, but because of what he had to endure to win it. He literally turned the pain of his childhood and the insane pressure of his career into the power that made him a legend.